everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Gluten Gurus, where myself and my daughter Samantha, we're going to be cooking gluten-free recipes. Now, you may notice that we're wearing some posh gear here today. We've had some t-shirts done with the logo on, and we've got some chef hats, because that's what we are. We're chefs, we're gluten-free chefs. And yeah, we've got as usual cup of tea in as branded the Gluten Gurus mugs. Yeah, we're not doing any kind of sponsorship at all other than ourselves. What are we doing today? Well, we are doing a bit of baking, and we are going to be baking you a lemon drizzle cake. We thought we'd do something a bit more, sweetening this time, Sam. Do a dessert, because we've, like I said, we're going to try and keep it balanced on the recipes. But yeah, so nice cup of tea before we get into it. I know we've touched on this before, like having gluten-free places, on holiday. We went to Lightwater Valley theme park last week, and we had a lovely day, didn't we? It absolutely rained all day, but it didn't stop us having fun. It was a great little park, great little theme park for families. But as for catering for gluten-free, pretty non-existent, wasn't it?
Yeah, you get your hot dog, burger stalls, your stands, but none of them do gluten-free.
No. Don't any signs whatsoever, to say anything were gluten-free as well. I know we've said it before, and it's still not highlighted at most places, gluten-free, and obviously they're just catering towards the main bulk of people that aren't gluten-free. But there weren't even just little sections of gluten-free in the shops, in the cafes, in the eateries throughout the park. So it's something that maybe Lightwater Valley could look into. Whether it'd be cost effective enough for them, I don't know, because it is only a small park. And
a lot of people take their own backups anyway to places like that. So
we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Our Sam made a pack up for us. And we went back to the car and just had us, a picnic inside the car, which it's not a problem. At the end of the day, you have still got that option to do so. But yeah, if you took it for granted that we'll be fine, we'll get some at the park, if you've got celiac disease, then you are stumped.
Could have an apple or a banana. So that's about it.
Yeah. But as for hot food, you have no chance, unfortunately. And we're not just saying Lightwater Valley. They'll be, I assume most of the theme parks will be exactly the same. But yeah, so baking. I'm not an expert on baking. I think I've mentioned it before. The best I've done is scones, but the only thing I've ever done is scones. It was a success, but outside of that, I'm a newbie. So Sam's going to be teaching me today, to be honest. You've tried it before, haven't you? So, let's get into it and let's get baking.
So for this, we're going to need caster sugar, gluten-free plain flour, 4 eggs, some butter, 2 lemons, some gluten-free baking powder, and icing sugar. So first of all, we're going to preheat our oven, and we're going to preheat it to 180, which is about there. And then that will get nice and hot, ready for our cake to go in later. And then we're going to line our loaf tin with some baking paper. And then we're going to measure 200 gram of our butter. There we go, 200 gram.
So what you want to do with your 200 grams of butter is transfer it into a mixing bowl. Put that in there. And then we're going to be weighing out 150 grams of caster sugar, which we've got in this glass jar. So we'll transfer 150 grams across. And there you have it, 150 grams of sugar. And then same thing, we transfer that into the bowl, the mixing bowl with the butter. Now what we want to do is we need to mix this together, so beat it together until we get like a nice creamy texture, and we're going to do that now. And I'll come back to you in a minute when I've mixed it all up. So as you can see, we've got a nice creamy mixture there now. Now what we need to do is we need to get us 4 eggs, and we need to crack one at a time into the mixture and then mix it after each egg. Yeah, it's a bit of a long process, but that is baking for you. So let's go ahead and we'll crack us first egg into it. Put that in. And then like I said, after each egg, you need to mix that in.
So this is all 4 eggs mixed in together, and it's left us with that. And then we're just going to put that to one side, and we're going to measure out 250 gram of gluten-free plain flour. And there we go, 250 grams. So now we're going to add the flour to the kind of liquid mixture. And we're going to give that a good stir. And then next we're going to add 2 teaspoons of our baking powder. One, 2, and this is just going to allow the mixture to rise. We're going to give that a good stir.
Now it's not going to be a lemon cake without any lemon flavouring in, and it's all natural. We have got our first lemon. Just cut that in half, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to squeeze out as much juice as we can from each side. Now obviously you don't want it, well, you don't really want any bits in, you just want the juice. So what I'll do is the old classic, just drizzle it through my fingers like so. Squeeze both halves. That's the first half. Make sure you get as much juice out as you can, because obviously the more juice you squeeze out, the more lemony your cake is going to taste. As you can see, it's got a few pips, so obviously you don't want those going in. So we're just filtering it through my fingers, and my fingers will catch any pips, as I've just got one there. Squeeze it as much as you can. You could use a proper lemon squeezer. So there we go, that's 1 whole lemon juice squeezed into the mixture, and we're just going to fold that in now like so. So now you've got all your mixture ready. It is time to put it into the baking tray, and let's do that now. Let's get it in, and what we want to do is we want it to have a nice even surface to it as well. So what you want to do is spread it out and make sure it gets in all that surface. It smells lovely, this mixture. It's nice and lemony. So I've got all the mixture inside the baking tin, but like I said, it needs to be nice and even. You just give it a tap and a wiggle. But I'm just going to use this spatula just to smash it down a bit and get it right into those edges. And get it nice and level. Like that. And then it is ready to go in the oven, and we've got this oven preheated, and that's going to go into the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes.
So we're going to measure 250 grams of the icing sugar. Measure that out. And then we're going to transfer that into the bowl.
And just like before, we're adding the juice of 1 lemon into the icing sugar mix. So we'll cut that in half, and then same again, we're just going to squeeze the juice into the icing sugar, and then what we'll do is we'll mix that round. We'll get a nice icing sugar mix, and then what we'll do is we'll transfer that onto our freshly baked but cooled down loaf, as a lemon cake loaf. So I'm just squeezing this out like as much as I can, and that's just about right. And then we're just going to mix this, and that will give us a nice lemon mix, icing mix. Right, as we've just found out, 1 lemon is it's not quite enough. We've got too thick a mixture there. So we're basically just going to cut another lemon in half and squeeze that out. It's not going to hurt anything, it's just going to give us more juice to work with this icing. So just a little tip, if the mixture is too thick, you can just water it down a little bit. Just add a little bit of water. You need it to be able to at least run. It is a drizzle cake, so we do need to be drizzling it over, and that is what we're going to do now. We've got a tray underneath just to catch any excess, so we're just going to drizzle it all the way over. Just cover it up, and then what this is going to do then is it's going to thicken up over the top, give us a nice icing coating, lovely lemon, get that drizzling over the side. You want to cover all the top, and it's going to seep inside those cracks in the cake. Just keep sprinkling it over and use it all up. And then you give that about 15 minutes, and we'll come back to it. It should have set, and there'll be a nice glaze over the top, and then it's ready to serve. So there you have it, that was the gluten-free lemon drizzle cake, and it was beautiful, wasn't it, Sam? Nice and light, but yet still nice and moist inside. The sponge was lovely and moist, so and the icing got a nice lemony flavour to it. Like we said, we ended up putting 2 lemons, the lemon juice, 2 lemons into the icing.
But even though we did that, it weren't too overpowering, was it?
No,
like,
no.
You got the nice taste of lemon, not too much.
Yeah, exactly. And the cake as well, even though 2 lemons went into that. Again, like I said, it wasn't overpowering, it was just a nice into lemon. We did notice that we could have done with lowering the heat slightly. Because it did cook a little bit too quick, didn't it? It did bake, I should say, a little bit too quick. So
baking the top rather than the middle.
Yeah. But it worked out well, and to be honest, that was nicer than most stuff you can get from supermarkets. So really give this one a try. Nice and simple, and yeah, very tasty. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and I think we're going back to savoury for the next one, aren't we? We haven't quite decided yet. We'll think of something. Yep, like I said, please like, subscribe, and please do comment if you've got any suggestions for us. And until the next time, from myself and my daughter Samantha, we are the Gluten Gurus. See you later.